What do you make of the comments of the Vice President and then also leading members of the NPP on the thank you talk?
I think this is not the first time that we're going to have a presidential candidate losing an election. It's the level of insincerity, the hypocrisy that you'd associate with the conversation by Vice President then, Mahmoud Bawumia. That makes it a bit confusing. First of all, in all this conversation, Bawumia creates the impression that he is not responsible. Right? He is not. It wasn't me. So you see in the Bible when God called Adam, Adam said, but God, the woman that you gave me, the woman that you gave me, for Adam, he didn't do anything. He didn't even open his mouth to taste the forbidden fruit.
What has Adam got to do with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the comment?
You see, it is that conduct that Dr. Bawumia is demonstrating. And politically, it is dangerous even for the NPP.
Dangerous?
Yes. Let me tell you this. In the overall scheme of affairs, the Vice President is not, with the greatest respect, some small boy in government.
Exactly.
He is number 2. After the President comes the Vice, maybe Speaker and then Chief Justice. In the organogram, you see, in a company, you have organogram. It tells you.
That's your CEO, managing director. Absolutely. Then you have the various line managers.
Yes. This one,
or deputy CEO,
he is the Vice President, not for 4 years. Vice President for how many years? 8 years. Now, first of all, his boss had marketed him to us. That see, no aye hata. And so he is bringing him that with his expertise, you help the city get the needed strength. So it is like going to seek for a job and you telling the employer that I have these competencies. So if you give me the job with this experience, I'll be able to execute it this way. At the time when your boss was telling us this, the city was 4 cities, if I'm not.
It was 3 something.
Yes, you let's say 4. Now when your boss brought you and said you had all these competencies, you took the city to 17 cities. You took our inflation to 54%. Never seen in the history. Not even during Achamponic times. You understand? That is how horrible our inflationary distance. It was just during the PNDC that I got to something and then it came down. But for that, and you were the key person, the chair of the economic management team. After 8 years of disastrous scorecard, you don't blame yourself. And you see, if you listen to Dr. Bawumia, he's effectively blaming Addo.
How so?
For the NPP defeat.
For example, he sensed that fuel prices were increased. He didn't know about that. And who does that 3 days of some fuel's election?
I remember vividly, 2019, I also was by election. The last NPP campaign, Bawumia School Park, Addo spoke and said, look, Mede na nyankopon de nyansa e de ama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Na mede ne nyansa na mede ye den e di bu man no. I also was on by election 2019. The last rally at Bawumia. I give you time and date and place. Now, Akuffo Addo has ruled for 8 years with your vision. Wo nyansa, wo nimdeɛ. Then after 8 years of disaster, what do? You abandon him. And that it is his refusal to reshuffle. That is why you lost the election. And listen, I think today, Bawumia needs to apologize to Andy Apiakubi. The NPP MP who led the 94 NPP MPs calling for the reshuffle of Mr. Ken Oforiatta.
How does this come in here?
No, Bawumia kept quiet. When Andy braved the storm and led the 94 NPP MPs calling for the removal of Mr. Ken Oforiatta, but Bawumia kept quiet. He was nowhere to be found in the conversation. There's no record of him whispering into the ears of Nana Dankwa Akuffo Addo to say, Nana, these 94 MPs, their claim there is merit in it. Kindly listen to them. And let the record say that Akuffo Addo said, no, keep quiet. Let me do what I got to do. There's no such record. Then, having led NPP and dancing on platforms, Sisifia, what was Bawumia doing on the platforms?
He was having a campaign, and this one is a post-election fact-finding.
No, listen.
Perhaps it's quoted from the Professor Aaron Michael Quay report.
Look, I have always maintained, and even in my young age, I've seen elections. In 2008, I saw Nana Dankwa Akuffo Addo's campaign. It was not a joke. But you see, they were dancing on the platforms. This particular election, what was Bawumia's core message to the average Ghanaian? For which reason Ghanaians ought to retain the NPP in power? Go and watch the videos. First, he would dance Sisifia. Then he brought, who made the choice of Napo for Bawumia?
I don't understand.
No, the choice of Napo, who made it for Bawumia?
He did it.
Exactly. So has he informed us the influence of the choice of Napo on the ticket? How come that he is blaming everything but not himself?
He should be blaming himself?
Yes. There's a certain level of sincerity. You are the leader of a pack of people. It's like going to war. As the leader, you went to war and lost, disaster. First, you have to come back and say, look, the strategies are adopted. The people are assembled to prosecute this campaign for me. We lost out on A, B, C, D. Sincerity. But with the benefit of a second chance, I'll be able to do A, B, C, D to correct this one.
That's your expectation?
Yes. Now listen to him. He says 3 days to election, fuel prices were increased. Now no cry social media cry no cry say you to petrol. Like seriously? This is the vice president then.
It's possible.
No, listen. It's a different thing. Yes, it is possible. It is really possible. It is really possible. Because that was the mantra. When Ghanaians were suffering, he said it was possible. When a journalist asked him, Dr. Bawumia, you have espoused very beautiful, almost esoteric economic policies and programs. What would you do to arrest the city now? He said, if I resolve the problem now, what would I do tomorrow? So Ghanaians said, what are we dealing with? Subsequently, his chief spokesperson, my brother Miracle, said he was playing and then brought the laughing emoji or something. So the whole campaign, demonstrable evidence of unseriousness. That is what brought the whole thing. But you see, it's curious. The MPP usually insults you. I watch it on your platform on social media. They insult your brother Johnny Hughes. In fact, they boycotted for some time this platform. And their reason is that you were telling them that there was arrogance of power. You were telling them that the cost of living was going up. The MPP were angry with you for saying this. So today that Bawumia is saying, one of the reasons why they went into opposition is arrogance of power. Would MPP members insult him now? Like they have been doing to you?
I don't understand. You mean because they insulted us?
Yes. Oh. These were the things you were saying. For which reason they branded you as NDC, attacked you, and say all kinds of things about you. I go and watch you and Johnny. I read the comments. Now, the person who led the charge now does a 360 degree to confirm the very things that you and Johnny were saying. So are MPP members now going to attack Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? So you see the level of insincerity that we have been talking about. Let me say this.
Wrap up for me.
President John Dramani Mahama is focused on the core mandate Ghanaians have given him. So far, so good. Our friends in the MPP were telling us that 5.2 million young people are beneficiaries of free SHS. You recall, And Dr. Bawumia repeated this. We said, no. There are only about 3 million people who have benefited from that. They won't listen. Now, the education minister then, what's the name? Educhu, now comes out to say it was a mistake. You were telling Ghanaians that John Mahama will come and abolish, what do we call it, free SHS. Yeah. Prof, you are a professor. Has free SHS been abolished? So now to the electorate, how do they see you? Would you go back with Bawumia as your candidate to now go and repeat that moribund lies to the people of this country that Mahama will cancel free SHS? I am happy that the NPP is preparing to bring Bawumia back.
No, they are undertaking a thank you talk.
Oh,
That's
no, please. I am happy with that posturing, because what is he coming to tell the people again? That as chair of economic management team, they made a mistake in introducing e-levy. President Mahama has abolished e-levy. President Mahama has abolished betting tax. What are you going to say again? Okay. And thankfully, by the grace of the Almighty God, President Mahama is so focused. Look at the budget he introduced this year. The budget had brought so much stability. I was afraid that the city once again will go like a bull in the China shop. But look at the relative stability. We have been engaging the IMF officials. The Honorable Akuffo has been in Washington. The report is looking fantastic. That is how you govern. No arrogance, respect for people, and proceed on that target.
If an election is lost, for which we had, for example, the KWESI-led committee post-2016 also undertaking same for the NDC as well, and the same is also done for the NPP, where the vice president and the rest of the NPP leadership then goes on, even including Kennedy Japan, to admit that based on our own assessment and